gas, navy blue. From head to toe, brother, grab a ship, my bed, your shoes.
And welcome back, number 4, baby, number 4. Man sharpens man with Dave and State raised. Except Dave's not here, man. Sorry about that. Again, I'm missing my Dave. He'll be back. We're going to get him regular. He's going to be here all the time like I promised, but special circumstances. Let's just give him a little touting. Yesterday was his 3rd year anniversary of the comedy troupe that, I don't know if I should say he's in charge of. They all kind of work together, but he's in the Illuminati of his little comedy troupe. So yesterday was their 3rd year anniversary, and he deserved a little celebrating. So I don't shame him at all. He's gonna sleep the day away. I imagine. I can't get a hold of him. I don't know where he's at. With all the technology we have, can't get a hold of him. Dave's not here, man. It's a famous line from an old Cheech and Chong movie. Don't we all love Cheech and Chong? Or at least I know I love Cheech and Chong. Do you love Cheech and Chong? Or do you at least love Chong or Cheech? Do you like Cheech and Chong? They were great people. They're great people. And it's a good example of how, the prohibition on weed through the years has really sucked. Because we all know now, I don't gotta say all the stuff, weed's not bad. We all know that. List of things, weed's not bad, right? But without the prohibition, we wouldn't have the cool shit like Cheech and Chong. Just like the alcohol prohibition, if you think about it, the alcohol prohibition brought us all kinds of cool shit. Like the Al Capone and Bonnie and Clyde. Those guys were booze runners. NASCAR, you hillbillies, huh? NASCAR was brought to you because of the prohibition on booze. We don't want it to be prohibited now. Prohibited. See, I'll invite my own words. I don't give a shit. That's how I wrote. But yeah, it was good that alcohol was prohibited because it gave us a lot of cool shit now. It almost should be prohibited now. There's so much bad shit from it, but alright. I like to drink, and I don't want it to be prohibited. But look at all the cool crap. Like I said, NASCAR, Dukes of Hazzard. We got the Dukes of Hazzard. Pretty sure that whole TV show wouldn't exist if there hadn't been moonshining and shit. Never really understood the Confederate flag thing on the car. I don't think it's a South thing. I think it's just because it's like a cool-looking flag. It's got like a pirate flag almost. I don't know. But yeah, prohibition on the weed is a bad thing, but it has given us a lot of cool art, has given us a lot of cool hippies, and it just needs to stop now. We've gotten enough cool stuff out of the prohibition. Let's start getting some cool stuff out of the fact that it's legal. They got a big thing going in Clio, Michigan today. High Times Magazine is putting on some kind of pot rally or big old thing where everyone's smoking and stuff. I thought about going. I thought about recording Man Sharpens Man there. I thought about taking y'all with me to go to this thing. And we're going to go to one day, but I just didn't feel like it today because it's like a bait pile. I just feel that way. It's a bait pile. I've said this fact before, probably on the show, but 15% spike in arrests for marijuana since it's legal. So you go get legalized, and now they still arrest you. They still will get you. They don't get everyone, but they've gotten 15% more arrests for weed since it's become legal, or quote-unquote medically acceptable, or whatever the fuck they're working at. Whatever the bullshit they're telling themselves. Just like booze. That's what if you look it up, booze started that way. You had to go get a little prescription, so you could get a little knock-knock at night, help you go to sleep. You had to pretend like you couldn't go to sleep or something, and the doc would give you a little script for some booze. Some shit you could, booze is it's ridiculous. You could just leave the orange juice out for 2 days, and voila, booze. I don't know if you know that. That's an old prison hooch recipe. I used to be quite the wine connoisseur in there. I had a good friend one time show me the best way to make wine. He told me, don't tell anyone this. But now I can tell you because it's a different circumstance. And there, I'd have been fucking his business up. But the key, that Corn Eel was his name. His last name was Corn, and he was an eel. That's a type of Muslim. We're going to get smarter about Muslims. I'm going to teach y'all about the American Muslim. What an interesting breed that is. But anyhow, let me not get off story here. Corn Eel taught me how to make the best fucking prison hooch. And all it took was some orange juice, an orange, and some sugar. And you mix the orange juice and the sugar, you mix them together, and then you peel the orange, and you chew the fucking orange up, and then you spit the pulpy, chewed up orange into the wine. And I don't think Corn quite understood the science behind it, but what happens is the spit breaks down the enzymes and the sugars in the orange a little bit, and helps the yeast that's naturally in the air start working on it, and blase splee, yickety splickety, you get some fucking prison hooch that'll give you a nice buzz in the shits. So, Yeah, hooch is pretty much just as natural as weed. It just fucking happens. Monkeys eat fruit and get high. Rotten fruit, they get all messed up. It's just, we need to quit. We need to quit. We need to quit having a war on these mundane ass substances that people just want to consume to chill out. Like, the fuck is the big deal? Come on, government. Stop worrying about that crap. Stupid ass. Election's coming up. The election is coming up, people. Yay! I tell you what, I know you guys don't give a shit about my political opinion. I know you really don't. Deep down inside, you just don't care. Or maybe you're screaming for it. Maybe you're begging. State raised, what kind of opinion do you have with your non-voting ass, with your felonious ass? Well, I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. Between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, like, I've really pondered this a lot, and I'm 100% positive that Donald Trump's penis is bigger than Hillary's. But other than that, I don't fucking know. I'm in the dark. I have no idea. But it is an exciting time to be alive. Like, we're living in a time of firsts. I mean, look at our president now. We got our first black man, and now we're looking at our first woman or our first bleached asshole. It sounds a lot more like the end of someone's porn career. But nope, that's the state of politics. Do the eyes of state raised. Very interesting, huh? All right, well, let's move on. I've been seeing a lot of shows on TV about prison. Like I said, that was kind of my inspiration for starting this podcast. It's all the shows on TV I've been noticing about prison. It's like, how fucking interesting is it? It wasn't interesting to me. Holy shit, it was not interesting. There was many days that were not interesting, and then there was many days that were even more boring than that. But they have, like, Unlocking the Truth now on MTV, where a couple of people try to get a couple people off for being wrongly convicted, I guess. Wish they'd had that when I was sitting up in there. They wouldn't have paid. I didn't have. Mine wasn't flashy. Mine was boring. My case is so boring. They got 60 days in. Have you seen that one? That's where like a dude or a chick or anybody, they just sign up and just go in for 60 days and fake like they're in jail for something major. They catch them people so much. They catch them up in lying. I watched a few episodes. It seems like every episode they're catching one of the people up in the lies, the people in the jail. And, wait a minute, you ain't from fucking 53rd and 8th, homeboy. They know. They know 7 Mile and Finkel are the same road. You couldn't be from the corner of there. You can't lie about where you're from. If you ain't from Detroit, don't go and claim Detroit because you think you're going to get some Detroit homeboys if you end up in jail. Just claim where you're from. If you're from up here, they're going to assume that you're a pedophile. That was how it worked. If you're from north of Cadillac in Michigan prison, they assume that you're a pedophile. And you have to prove otherwise. That's not an easy thing. If you're from south of there, of course, it was just a property crime or something completely understandable. But that's how it works. But like I said, Dave's not here, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that it's just me and I'm so boring. No, I'm not that boring. But I really wish I did have Dave here, but he's out celebrating his 3 years last night. He got all hammered. He called me last night late and left a voicemail. I don't have the technology to play it for you very good. I tried to record it and I listened to the record and it just doesn't play through. It doesn't sound right, but it doesn't sound good. He's hammered. He knows he's not going to make it. It's early in the morning, and he's headed off to go puke and pass out somewhere, and he's apologizing. So he's apologized to me and to you, and he will be back. He'll be back on Friday. But this Monday, Dave's not able to make it. So Mondays are a bitch, aren't they? And I hope you guys are all having a great Monday. I hope you're either listening to this on the way to or from work or something, and everything is great. Or maybe you're listening to this in the future. Whatever, Monday sucks no matter when you're listening to this. Mondays always are shitty. Sometimes, even when you have like a job where you have like Wednesday and Thursday off, for some reason Monday still blows. It just has that air, that mysterious, shitty air. But yeah, Dave's not here, or else I'd be correcting him. I'd be checking him, because last week Dave said that Billy Bob Thornton was Miley Cyrus's dad. And I looked that shit up, and that shit was a lie. I thought it was a lie, but I didn't want to correct him. I was like, he might be right. But then I looked it up. He's pretty close. It was a multiple named hillbilly. It was Billy Ray Cyrus. His achy breaky hearted ass is Miley Cyrus's dad. I can't imagine he's proud. That's your punishment, Billy Ray Cyrus, for forcing us to endure all your corny ass country music in the 80s and 90s. You get Miley Cyrus for a daughter. No, but She is not Billy Bob's daughter. But when I went down that rabbit hole, I did find some interesting shit out. Man sharpens man. I'm going to bring you some interesting facts. Did you know that Billy Bob Thornton had a daughter that killed a fucking baby? Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? But his daughter, I mean, I said she killed a baby like I was standing there. She might not have killed a baby. Maybe a troll broke in and killed the baby and blamed it on her because it, just wanted to ruin her life. Because she had better hair. I don't know, but whatever. This Amanda Brumfield was her name, and she cracked its head somehow, killed it, I guess. There wasn't a lot of details. And you know why the reason there wasn't a lot of details? It didn't hit the news much. And it didn't hit the news much because it happened simultaneously, at the exact same time, in correspondence with another famous baby killing, Casey Anthony. Yep, happened at the same time. But she didn't get no coverage. You know why? I don't know why. But I think why is because Casey Anthony is, like, way hotter. Like, if you put Casey Anthony at a 9, which let's just put her where she really is, like a strong 7. She's a healthy 7. You add her notoriety and stuff like that, like, it probably, thinking about the fact she murdered a baby, I don't know, she's like an 8. She's an 8. But fucking Billy Bob Thornton's daughter is like a 3. She did not get the mom's genes. She got dad's genes. So she looks like a girl Billy Bob Thornton. So yeah, that is not his daughter. He's got quite a few kids, as you can imagine. I didn't really check out that. I got into reading too much about this Amanda Brumfield's baby killing ass. You know what else kills babies? That Zika. Isn't that crappy? We always worry about like diseases coming by. Like that could end the world. Like that's a horrible disease. It's making like little conehead babies. They're kind of adorable. They kind of look like the Coneheads off Saturday Night Live, but there's nothing funny about it. The fucking Zika is horrible. It's down there in Rio. I feel like the biggest winner was Zika in the Olympics. I feel like Zika won a gold medal. What better way to spread around than having Olympics right in your hot spot? Send yourself around the world, Zika. Go Zika. I'm no conspiracy theorist. I mean, mainly because my shit's right, but I'm just saying, why would they have the fucking Olympics there with all that Zika? Now it's here. I mean, it's not here because of the Olympics, but, I mean, it's here. And I know some people from the Olympics are bringing that Zika around the world. The Zika is horrible. Oh, boy, the Olympics. Look at all the great stuff they brought. They are cool, though. We kicked Russia out this year. And even without Russia in the Olympics, we still brought home the most Zika. Zika. Yeah, I do not like the Zika. But I do love you all, and I love you all for listening to Man Sharpens Man. And, like I said, this thing is going to get bigger. I've been doing some research. I'm going to get this fucking thing on iTunes. I'm going to get this thing everywhere. I can do it. I'm looking at all the stuff. It's doable. I mean, it's gonna take some learning. It's going to take some sharpening, but that's what this is. This is Man Sharpens Man. So keep listening. Keep listening, and it's just going to keep getting better. And better and better and better and better. And one day it'll be great. I mean, there'll be days that it stinks. Like today is kind of sad because Dave's not here. And it's the end of summer. Like I'm looking at it, like I can just tell. You could just tell the end of summer. And it's a bummer. But I mean, don't let it bum you out. I'm not going to let it bum me out. It's the end of summer. I've been going and doing stuff. I've been making sure to make the most of it. Make sure you do the same. If you take anything from me, take some advice. And do something fun. Live in the moment. Like that's my biggest thing. You'll come to learn. You'll come to know me. Live right now. This moment right now, if you're listening to me right now, you are living in the most perfectest moment that there is. And not just because you're listening to my sweet golden voice. No. It's just because right now, the here and now, that's all you got. If you're thinking about the past, if you're thinking about if you're thinking about the future, you're just going to be miserable. Just think about right now, and just think about what you're doing. It's not that bad. I know if you're listening to my dumbass, you ain't doing nothing horrible in conjunction with it. It's not like you're doing push-ups and listening to me. I'm pretty sure of that. But maybe you are. Maybe you should do some push-ups. Like I said, get out and enjoy the summer. Just went canoeing with my daughter and my wife. It's quite fun. I love my daughter. She drags me out of my shell lots of times. I get the grumpy old man thing. I never thought I'd get it. I thought I'd always just be a child, but it's starting to creep in on me. The olditis. And it's like, I just want to sit at home and drink coffee. But she drags me out of my shell. She drugged me out, took me canoeing, and it was wonderful. Except for the fact that we forgot our sunscreen. And for some reason, the canoe place doesn't want to sell sunscreen. It seemed like they want to make money off that, but nope. So I got burnt. Krispy Kreme. Peeling. I'm peeling. I got the feeling that I'm peeling. And when I see all this peeling skin on my back and arms, it's just, ugh. I'm obsessed with peeling it. I don't know why. And it just gets like that when you have peel. I'm glad I don't peel all the time. I would always peel it. Like, that's just how it is. You see it, you peel it. That's how I am. I don't know how you guys are. If I get peely skin, I have to peel it. As if it's not painful. I'm not going to peel something off that hurts. Like, if I got a scab, I leave it alone because I know it's going to sting. Or be all staph infection-y if I peel. Or something bad's going to happen. But skin, I'm peeling it. Can't help it. I say I got, I should forgive I'm going to forgive a guy. I'm going to go back in time. I'm a time traveler right now and forgive. I got so mad one time. I got so mad at a guy because he was a peeler. I had a bunkie who had the worst skin problem. He was on the top bunk. And he loved to peel his feet. He peeled his feet more than monkeys peel bananas. He didn't peel bananas with his feet. He peeled his feet. And they constantly peeled. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. Some kind of foot thing. Some kind of defeatus was wrong with him. I don't know what was wrong with him, but his feet constantly peeled, and he constantly peeled and peeled and peeled. And he kept it to himself. The bed would shake a lot, and at first I think that's the reason I didn't care that he peeled his feet, because when the first time the bed was just shaking uncontrollably, I knew that I was going to find out that he was up there jacking off, and we were going to have to fight. But when I, looked in the reflection of the glass on the door, and I could see what he was doing up there, I seen that he wasn't attending his meat, he was attending his feet. So I looked up, and sure enough, he was digging at his feet, and I seen, oh man, big hunks were coming off. He was filleting his feet. But you know what? Whatever. It was his problem. I didn't want to buy it. It didn't look like it was contagious. I don't have fillet of feet now, so it wasn't contagious. I'm surprised I don't have fillet of feet. I should. If it was contagious, if anyone would have it, it would be me. Because not only did I live with the guy, one day at count time, he decided he was going to try to make his bed without getting off of his bed. Because you're not allowed to get off your bed at count time. Don't know why. Every place is different, but at this joint, you had to stay in your bed for the whole 45 minutes. And then the asshole would creep around and try to catch you off your bed for some reason. I don't know what the fuck it was. But anyhow, he decided he was going to make his bed while he was playing hot lava with his bed because he couldn't get off. So he tried to untuck his blanket and all that while he was on top of it. And I was underneath of him, kind of talking to him. I didn't realize he was about to do this. And I wasn't paying attention because Recess was on. And that is a great cartoon. And I was paying attention to that. Well, anyhow, he popped his blanket corner out and made it rain. He made it rain on me. And not money. It was all his skin. His foot skin just rained in my face. And I was in the middle of saying something. I'm sure I don't remember what. Because that was very traumatic to receive a face and mouth full of his foot skin. I reached right over to the desk and grabbed my coffee cup that I had some water in. But the drink of water that I rinsed and spit out on the floor with brought me no consolation when I looked in the cup and seen that there was like lily pads of his skin that had landed in the water. There was nothing. And it was count time. I couldn't go nowhere. So I just spit and wiped my tongue with the blanket as good as I could. I'm sure you could picture the scene. It was horrible. I didn't freak out on the guy, though. I was super calm. There's just no reason. He wasn't trying to make it rain foot skin on me. I knew that, and I was calm at that point. Thank God I was calm. I had aged a little bit and had calmed down. There was probably a point where I wouldn't have reacted so well. I'm no badass. He probably would have folded me up, but I would have at least said the wrong thing. But I kept myself calm, and I spit that skin out, but I still remember it. But you know what? I'm going back in time now, and I forgive you. Dude whose name I can't remember. But you seriously have a bad foot problem. You probably don't even have foots. He probably don't have foots by now. He probably wore them off. He's down to just nubbins. That's how much he was peeling them. He had an obsessive foot peely. But enough about that. Like I said, this is Man Sharpens Man, and I love you guys. I love you guys for listening to me. I love you guys for letting me get this shit out. I love telling you my foot peely skin stories. I know you love hearing them, or maybe you don't. Maybe you can just relate to them a little bit. Maybe you can't relate to them at all. Maybe you've never had any foot peely skin you've had to deal with, but maybe you've had some. But if you've had, you know that it's not that bad. Like I said, live in the moment. That moment is gone. To dwell on that moment would be me thinking about the past, and it'd be complete misery. Instead, I'm thinking about the current moment, and I'm recording this podcast for you guys without Dave here. and I still feel okay because it's just alright. He'll be back. He will be back, I promise. Me and him are going to get together. We're going to record Friday's episode, and we're going to have a great time, and he is going to tell me about his 3-year anniversary party. They had a pretty big blowout. I've seen a few of the little video clips and a couple of little chat videos on Instagram and whatnot, and they definitely had a good time. I missed it. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it. It's not worthy. It's not worthy of Man Sharpens Man. It's some boring, courty type shit. Trust me. Not bad court. But anyhow, this is Man Sharpens Man, episode 4. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for making this thing happen. My viewership's starting to go up. I think I might have made it up to like 10 views or something. I'm making it up there. You guys just keep tuning in. This thing is going to get better and better. Tune in next week. We'll have Dave back. It'll be back to Man Sharpens Man with Dave Raised. With Dave Raised. Well, you know what I mean. With Dave and State Raised, not Dave Raised. We'll have Dave raised from the dead next week. No, but Dave will be back. He is kind of dead today. He's got a massive hangover. But we love you. Thanks for listening. Man Sharpens Man. Peace, pot, and microdot.